Today is Sunday, August the 19th, 2012. I'm going to show you something you might find of interest. This is a nice Marshall Mark II Master Model 100 watt head. And it came to me after being modded. Somebody had, I guess, lost this impedance selection plug right here, and they did some strange things in there, so we had to figure out what the what wires coming off of the output transformer were 4, 8, 16, and of course common. So I figured that out, and I've got these two wired parallel with 4 ohms, so you could plug two 8 ohm speakers in here, 8 ohm here and an 8 ohm here. And of course you did it with 4 ohms, or you could plug your one 8 ohm here or your one 16 ohm here. So that's the way that's wired up. And I've got it working quite well, but I want to show you something that I think you'll find interesting. First of all, this thing came to me like this, bias minus 42. I didn't write that on there, somebody else did. It says use EL34s. Okay, with all that said, I've got the equipment set up, and I'm going to crank it up. That's pretty, not too good right there. That doesn't look too good. I always test these at about 10% THD. This is THD up here, 24. So I have to crank these things way down. It just doesn't want to go down there, does it? Well, let's turn the gain down really low as we can. Turn that one up. You're going to see what I'm driving at here pretty soon. I just can't get much power out of it. It's actually worse now than it was. I just can't get much power out of it at all. You can see the crossover distortion. It's the symmetry in the bottom and the top are off quite a bit. Not doing too good. I can get it up there. It's almost behaving at 23 volts at 15% THD. That's still a lot of THD. Maybe I got some loose connections here too. No, it just really doesn't want to behave very well. 25 volts. But 20 volts, 20 squared would be 50 watts. But we just can't get the THD down 10% very well. Just not behaving like it's supposed to. There you go. Not too good. Looks like that. Sounds like whatever it sounds like. This is all at about 1 kilohertz. Okay. Now I'm going to do something and show you why I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to stop the camera and come back. Well, I think I can show you right here. If that is well enough lit in there, it shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It shows V123 as ECC 8312AX7s, and 4, 5, 6, and 7. These guys right here, 4, 5, 6, and 7, as EL34s, but 6550s for USA. Now, just a little earlier, when I was finding out which was the 4, the 8, and the 16 ohm tap, I came up with about a 1700 ohm primary. Well, the 1700 ohm primary is pretty low, and it's probably going to be a much better match for those 6550s than it is these EL34s. And I'm going to swap it out to some 6550s, and you'll see the difference. It is amazing. And I actually have tried other CA7s in here. I've tried some brand new Mullards. I get virtually the same thing. So there's nothing wrong with these JJ tubes. They're all new. Anyway, this is what it looks like right now. At 22.8 volts across 8 ohms at a little over 1 kilohertz. You can see the 1026 hertz there at 16.2% THD. Let's swap them and watch what happens. Okay, we're back with the proper output tubes in it. 4 brand new Tungsol 6550s. And here's what we get. First of all, we got a much prettier sine wave right there. I've got the gain turned down. If we start cranking the gain up, So there we go. Not bad. You can see that we're actually getting up to the point to where we're starting to load the power supply heavy. We're getting a little bit of jitter. Decent sine wave. Clipping fairly symmetrically. Our power is up to 31.6 volts at only 9%. 31.6 squared divided by 8 is 31.6 squared 8 divide is 124 watts. So I think we found the problem. Let's run it all the way up to 10%. I'll have to crank that back down. It's just everything is behaving so much better. 33.2 volts, 33.1 kilohertz, 1026 hertz, a little over 10%, 33.1. Let's do it one more time. 33.1 squared 8 divide 100 and come out to be about 137 watts. Doesn't surprise me. That's what it should be doing. So there's the problem. It's interesting that it was actually stamped right there, and it took me quite a while to actually find it, going through a lot of schematics on the internet, but there it is. Actually quite a nice clean amplifier, doesn't it? Puts out an enormous amount of power, which is what you would expect from one of these beauties. I'm going to do a little bit of modding to the front here as the customer request, but it's actually doing really good. So there you go. Be careful when you look at your amplifiers and you start putting new tubes in it that you put the right stuff in it. Hope this helps. Hope you enjoy.